We are recapping 2 episodes of Blackish tonight. The first one, Zoe, she heads off to freshman orientation and she gets a wide open, it's college. And then on the second episode, we meet little baby Devante. It's a little early, but it creates some tense and touching moments. All that, and we have a special guest in studio on tonight's recap for Blackish.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Where's our music engineer? There we go.
Ah.
What I need. I love watching your face like in anticipation of it. That was great.
But she said she's just a friend.
Oh, baby, you. Hey, this is a song that we both know.
Oh my God.
Wow, we have
What?
a thing. We have a thing. I usually pick a song, she doesn't know who it is, and she picks a song, and I have no idea. But it was a Madonna song, so I should have probably known one of them.
Yeah.
But, it's been awkward. But finally.
It's been comedically awkward.
Yeah.
You've learned some things, I've learned some things, and now we have common ground.
Yes, we found it.
Yes, we do. Yeah. How you doing, D?
I'm here. We have a guest, though. I'm super excited.
I am super excited, too. Hey, guys, welcome to the Blackish After Show. My name is Stacey Newsome. You're joining us here for 2 episodes we're recapping tonight, episode 23 and the season finale. Listen, my co-host over here, DeAnJilo, where can people find you?
So, guys, you guys can hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at DeAnJilo. That's DeAnJilo. But forget about me. I'm not important. We got a special guest.
I know. Wait. We got to talk about me first. And then we toss it over.
Excuse me.
Yeah, because listen, we have an establishment here. We got to plug that too. Hey guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram on @TheStaceyNewsome, and of course you can catch AfterBuzz, any of our shows on all of our platforms, on Facebook, on iTunes, at AfterBuzzTV.com, on our website. So yes, we do have a very special guest here in studio, and she had a very prominent role tonight in the season finale. Everybody give it up for Salome Aziz. How you doing?
Thank you.
You play, this is so hard, oh my gosh. You play Dr. Aziz. Where did they come up with that name? How did they find that name for your character?
I think they just decided, they were actually, I remember being on the show and they said, so what is your name? And I said, Salome Aziz. And they were like, Dr. Aziz. It's like, all right, fine, Dr. Aziz it is.
Yeah, you did their job. They should give you a writing credit for that or something. I think you should land that in your contract.
Yes.
So you play the OBGYN or the obstetrician on Blackish, and we got to see you tonight for the early arrival of little Devante. And we'll get to the recap of the episodes here in just a moment, but we want to get to know a little bit about you first. So I hear a very exotic accent over there.
Yeah.
That was not a good interpretation.
Yes, it is. Where are we from, Salome?
Well, we are very international here tonight. I was born in Iran, but I grew up in London.
Okay.
And so that's where the accent comes from. Although, I feel like I'm losing the accent because most of the time I'll be out and then somebody will come up to me and go, are you Australian? Like, no.
So is that a compliment or an insult?
Really.
No, it's neither. It's just, or are you South African? And I'm like,
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, I think
you sound like neither. You sound neither.
Right, and I came to the conclusion that it's actually because maybe a lot of people associate the English accent with a Cockney accent.
Okay.
So unless it doesn't sound like that, then they think it's Australian.
Australian is more Cockney than your accent by far.
I don't know. I'm confused. I'm just.
Well, it's beautiful and it works very well on television.
Thank you.
That's what got you the role, isn't it? You went in and you just seduced them with the accent in the casting room.
I actually think it does help. Yeah, I could be like swearing or something, and then they'd be like, oh, that sounds so
yes, so much character. She's bringing so much character to this
That's
role.
Great.
We never saw it that way.
Yeah, so that's why I think I'm going to stick to my accent. Lots of people.
You should.
Yeah, they're always asking me, can you do an American accent? And I don't want to do one because.
But can you?
The question is, the thing is, I've never been requested to do it.
Okay.
So
I'm requesting.
No, please.
Please don't. No.
I will make an utter fool of myself.
That's okay. We don't want to do that. I'm sure that's quite impossible for you to do, but I bet you could do a Southern one pretty easily. Everybody can do a Southern accent.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. After the show, I'll hit you up for that.
Yeah. I need a couple of drinks to get that one out of me.
Well, dang, I would have went to the.
We can arrange for that. we have a bar here. So this is how many episodes have you been on for Blackish now?
This is my second one.
Second second episode. And tell me, what is it like working with this cast?
Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, it's such an amazing, like, I'm so honored to be on that set because everyone's at the top of their game.
Yes.
They're so like talented and they're so great and friendly but it is I was very intimidated, I have to tell you.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because they've been doing this for years, right? It's a real family on set, and then you go there as a guest star, and for a moment I felt like, when you go to a school and then you're at lunchtime, you're sitting there by yourself at the table and everyone's like looking at you.
Right.
That's how I felt, but it wasn't like everybody was so welcoming and warm and lovely. But
I can imagine.
it's really scary.
Oh my goodness. And so you have a lot of scenes with Tracee. How's she to work with?
Oh my God, she's so good. She's like obviously so very talented. I was really intimidated.
Really?
I was trying to stay as like in my own space as possible. I didn't want to invade anybody else's space. So in that respect, we didn't really have the chatter on set. I just didn't want to mess it up, right?
Right. You had some heavy moments.
Yeah.
You didn't have any comedic moments with you.
No, I left that to everybody else.
Yeah, you come in with the womp womp womp, like bad news. Womp womp womp.
Exactly.
What was it like? I guess when you got the role or found, what was the most challenging thing for you in that moment? Was it just gelling with everyone to play the role? Like, what was the process like for you just to take on the role?
Well, I originally, because I did it before, so I kind of knew my character in the previous episode, but that was quite a short, like, I was just there for the day. But so this time,
I guess originally, like when you got the role of, because this is your second
doctor,
episode, what was that like?
Well, it was, I don't know, how can I tell you? I don't know. It was just me, a doctor version of myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I obviously did a lot of research. I hung out with my doctor friends, and I looked into the procedures that would have been involved in the scene that we did, and but I just tried to bring the doctor out of me, because ultimately when we're playing characters, it's always you, right? It's an element of you that's in the character, but it's a different version. So that's what I focused on.
So is this a different type of role for you than what you're used to playing?
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky enough to have played a variety of roles, especially given that I'm from Iran, and usually people from my background tend to be given specific roles.
Right.
They play the terrorist or the terrorist's wife, and etc.
Yes.
I've been very lucky in so far as I've played reporters, I've played doctors, I've played mothers, I've played friends. So I've had a variety, and I have never played the terrorist role, to be honest.
Well, I mean,
that's a success story.
I know, right? Well, let's put it. Let's be real. I mean, it is Hollywood, and there are the breakdowns do call for very specific types for ethnic roles like that, and you can probably play a wide variety of ethnic roles, but terrorist is not the one that comes to mind for me.
What would you say that for you? Because I know we've had a lot of conversations with people, minorities, trying to build their reputation in the industry. Would you, if you were presented with a situation like that, a stereotypical role, would you have objected against it? Like, where you've been open to it? I guess, how serious are you about that projection that you put out there?
Well, I know a lot of people get very upset when they get typecasted in roles, but it's so difficult to break in and work, right? So when you get the opportunity to work, you take the opportunity to work, right?
Get in where you fit in.
Exactly. So if you're just breaking in, if I'm just breaking in, you give me the role, I will take it, and I will do my bestest at it, so that the next casting director goes, I want a terrorist, or whoever, I'm going to take her, right? And then once you've established yourself, then you can break out and do. So I don't think it's a bad thing to be typecasted. It's a way in.
Yeah, it is a way in, and they pay.
Yeah,
they pay you.
Most importantly.
So we are reviewing 2 episodes of Blackish tonight. Episode 23 and the finale. Episode 23 is called Liberal Arts. And when I was watching it, I couldn't help but think, okay, so we are seeing the pilot episode for.
Well, we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
We did for Zoe's new show.
Yes.
Yara Shahidi, she is going to be heading off to college, and this episode episode is about her doing her 2-day freshman orientation, and Dre, of course, is having a breakdown, and she's like, I got this, and then she says what I'm like, famous last words. She's like, I'm gonna kill this, and then she doesn't kill it, because Zoe, she's used to everything going her way, to like killing everything, and she gets on campus and she screws up royally, and she's like, I don't got this. So I just wanted to ask you guys, have you been through the freshman orientation process?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. And do you remember anything specifically about it that stands out? Like it was so exciting, or you're meeting all these really amazing like people that you haven't been exposed to before?
Yeah, I think I saw aspects of it that was compelling, but you know what? I liked in the episode. I really liked the switch in the narrator, like how they did that was kind of great.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think the scene of just like kind of being optimistic about it, but then kind of overwhelmed by like how many people you don't know, and just kind of like taking so much in.
Yes, and all the things you don't know.
Yeah.
So, and she screws up royally.
Oh my God, yeah.
We get into, and she doesn't mean to, but we got into some Three's Company caper here. Like this huge mix-up. She goes to the president's office to discuss her housing situation. She ends up homeless because of Dre and his affection for McRib, and he forgets to mail off her housing application. So she's basically homeless, and she goes to the dean's office, and I'm like, that doesn't ring true to me. You don't go to the president's office and talk about your housing
Just
situation.
roll in, right.
But okay, they needed it for the script. I get it. It serves the story. And she finds out that she ends up being like the cultural mouthpiece for basically, the students the black students having their own dormitory because they choose to do that. They choose to segregate themselves to create a community. And so I can see where, this might kind of head once her show takes off. She's going to be a leader already freshman year. And
seeing her perspective about her parents was like, because we deal with their not like shenanigans because we see it from their perspective, so we give them a little bit more empathy.
Yes.
But like him messing up her housing situation just because he went to go get a McRib.
Right.
From her perspective, it's like, that's just like, what? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, I saw it from her perspective for the first time ever, and it was just really, it was like, yeah, they're ridiculous.
They are, right?
I'd be ready to leave too.
They really are.
Yeah.
Now, when you were watching this, did you sense some shades of a different world while you were watching this?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Lisa Bonet's spinoff from the
Yes.
Cosby Show.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
she's kind of the Lisa Bonet, and maybe her new friend is the Marissa Tomei.
Yep, I like it.
Oh, and Charlie looks like he's going to be on this show too.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I
He's
love
goodness.
Charlie.
I love
adjunct
too.
professor.
But good, like good, but like still weird, like
I
how
know.
he usually is. It's great.
Like every time he enters a scene, he steals it. What I love about him, he
does.
steals every scene he's in, and there's just like this fine like balance of like madness that he has to like dance really delicately around.
Yeah.
Like okay, and I just love everything that he brings to the show.
Yeah.
I look forward to his scenes.
Yeah.
I know, so
Have-
do I.
Have you had a chance to work with him?
I haven't worked with him, but I spent time with him on set. It was
Okay.
hilarious. Yeah, it was just him and Anthony were just playing a joke on me the whole time and laughing at my expense. But
You know what? That doesn't surprise me at all hearing that.
Yeah, no kidding.
So is
really
he?
funny.
I mean, obviously he's an actor, but in this, when it comes specifically to this show, is he changing up much? Charlie, not Anthony Anderson, but like is it more extreme? Because I've watched some interviews of him, and so I kind of see some of the aspects of his actor in real life in his interviews. Like,
Yes.
would you attest to that?
I really honestly don't know him that well.
Okay, yeah, just
I've
from
spent like a couple of times, I've hung out with him a couple of times, but he's a stand-up comedian, and I think probably it is a like more extreme part of his own personality that he
Right.
brings on set.
Right.
He does it so well.
Yeah,
Yes,
he does.
love him.
Yeah.
And then we get to the season finale, episode 24. It's been a long season.
It's been a long
entitled
season.
Sprinkles, and we finally meet baby Devante a little early, but I had a few tears in my eyes in this episode.
Sweet. I
Yes.
called this. Can I just get some credit for that?
What
I
did
said-
you call?
I said at the end of the season we're going to see the baby. I said, you don't. Of course, she's not gonna remember because I'm right. But like, I'm just saying.
I remember you saying that, and I didn't disagree.
Fair.
Like that is the best way to cap off a season with the appearance of a baby 8 weeks early. That was an awfully big. Okay, first of all, that was a doll you pulled out of behind that sheet, right?
You know what? It was a doll, and it was a moving doll.
It was a moving doll.
Yes, it was. What they did, it was electric. It had electric, like, anyway. So it was sitting on Tracee's belly.
Yeah.
And she didn't know that it was electric, or that it was moving. It was like, you know, somebody. It was battery operated. I'm sorry, not electric. So occasionally it would just go. Like, and it totally freaked her out because she wasn't expecting. She was like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, it was a moving baby.
That's a
Moving
moving
baby
baby for a moving episode. Some of the most touching moments for me were between Ruby and Bo, because we know how contentious their relationship is, and she referred to Bo as her daughter.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Yes, and then she reassured Bo that it's the drugs. You didn't hear me say that. But I think we really got to see another side of Dre, a really much deeper side of him, where he had this fear of getting attached to the baby because he didn't know what the outcome was going to be. And I thought that was real. You know, we had some really grounded moments in this episode.
Yeah.
And I think it was a very fitting way to send the season off. Yeah. How'd you guys feel about this episode?
I mean, I loved it. I thought
You're like, I loved it because I was in it.
Right.
Exactly, I was in it.
It was a doctor there. She was just. She's like, I don't know something about her performance.
She was very convincing.
Yeah, she killed it.
No, I agree. It was a very touching episode. And you know, I loved it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
One benefit of
and it's really funny.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
it was hilarious.
Yeah,
I was
it was
laughing
funny.
most
It
of
was
the
funny.
time. Yeah.
one benefit of the like such a long season, you really get to grow with him. Which is
Yeah.
great. She's going to college now. It's like I really got to see her
know.
grow up,
Yes.
which is great.
Yes.
Well, listen, guys, we have to wrap this up. Salome, before we get going, I want you to tell us, what do you have coming up? I understand you're going to be in an episode of Transparent.
Yes.
Is this
season
one?
4.
Multiple episodes?
No, I think this is just the one. I'm not quite sure because I was there for an extended period of time, but I don't know how they're going to cut it.
Okay.
But, so yes, that's going to be in season 4 coming up.
I will be looking out for that. And then you're in a new movie as well.
Yes, it is out right now, called The American Wrestler.
Ooh, okay.
The Wizard, yes, starring John Voight and lots of other great actors.
Long list.
And me.
Most importantly.
We will IMDb that. Awesome. Well, Salome, thank you for coming on
you
our
so much
show
for
today.
joining
And
us.
we
Thanks for having me.
thank you for your publicist for bringing
Yes,
you on
yes.
today. He's in the studio, too. Yeah, you want to give him a shout out real quick?
Charles Sharman! Yes!
Awesome. Well, where can they find you, DeAnJilo, on
Guys,
social
you
media?
guys can hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. Just because Blackish is ending doesn't mean we can't interact and talk about how much we miss the show, guys. So hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. I'm DeAnJilo. That's DeAnJilo.
And Salome, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Salome1, which is on Instagram, SALOME number 1.
Awesome. And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Stacey Newsome. That's STACEY. Guys, it has been an amazing season. You have been a wonderful co-host.
I've enjoyed
Thank
you
you
so much. Yes.
Gosh, I hope we get to do this again next
hope we do
season.
too.
Yes. Hey guys, thank you all for watching. You can catch all of these episodes, any back episodes, on our website and on iTunes. For now, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Deuces.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
I like that.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.